Hi, Senator. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Ako po si Rommel Espinosa,
Hi,
Station
Rommel.
Manager ng 92.1 RTV Baler.
Hello.
Senator, ito po. Senator, ano po ba yung sport na paddle at ano po yung kaibahan nito sa iba pang mga sports?
Sige. Yung technical na description, I'll let Coach answer that. But the very simple answer is paddle is very similar to tennis. As you can see, di ba? May net, tapos two sides, but there's a wall around it. So you use the wall. That's the big, that's a simple way of describing. It's like tennis, but it has walls. Maybe some technical description?
So on a technical side, paddle is a mix of tennis and squash. So it's more focused on dynamic movements. So includes cardio fitness, and then agility as well. And then kagaya nung sinabi ni Senator, it involves also slow and fast pace. So almost identical with tennis. And of course, it's easier to learn than tennis. We have smaller courts, shorter rackets, and then we have the walls.
Ay, yung gusto ko idagdag doon, sinabi niya, fast and slow pace. So somebody like me, I'm an older athlete. In fact, my teammate is much younger than me. Makakalaban namin, much younger than me. Pero, ba't makakalaro pa ako? Kasi there are ways and techniques that I can use na malamangan ko sila. So for example, if banatan kami, mabilis ang bola, baka lamangan nila ako because mabibili sila, tennis player sila, bata pa sila. Pero pagka sila binigyan ko ng mataas na bola, and you can watch it later, pag binigyan ko ng mataas na bola, I have time to go to the net. Sa laki kong taong to, volleyball player ako, nandun na ako sa net, nag-aabang na ako, so smash ko na yan. So may technique siya na I'm still learning, but that's why they say, mas mahaba ang buhay ng athlete sa paddle. Kasi there are ways that you can compete even though you're not as fast as the others.
Thank you po.
Ma'am Eileen Gonzalez po from Radyo Natin. Ma'am, bakit po paddle? Yung gusto niyo po na itaguyod sa buong bansa? Bakit po yung napili niyo?
Good question. Well, sa dami na ng sports that I've learned to love over my lifetime, ito pa lang yung sport na sobrang bago. So yung unang sport ko, volleyball, nadatnan ko na yan, kilala naman ng volleyball, tapos naging runner ako. Actually, in most sports, medyo naging pioneer ako because nung nagra-run ako, sa isang taon, parang 3 lang yung karera. Nung nag-start ako, college ako noon. And then, a few years ago, linggo-linggo na may takbo, kahit sa Cebu, linggo-linggo may takbo. Then triathlon, hindi naman ako unang-una, pero nagko-compete pa ako nung time na yun na 10 lang kaming girls. Ngayon, dami na, hundreds na. So, paddle again is something new. Siguro, I'm just a curious person na I get attracted to new things. I'm willing to try. And then, why paddle? Nung una kong pag-try, actually yung unang-unang coach na nakilala ko, ang sarap paluin ng bola. Ang sarap. It's very easy to learn. And I welcome all of you to try because unlike other sports, let's say volleyball, di ba? Kung hindi mo naman isang araw makakaano ka, di ba? Ang paddle, one hour, one session, makakalaro ka.
Ako po naman, Senator. Jason Diazes po sa student po dito sa News 5 at the same time sa Philippine News Agency at meron din po ang RTV Baler. Ang tanong ko po ay ano po ang mga aasahan at aabangan ng tao sa paddle tournament na sinasagawa sa ngayon?
I love that question kasi just last Wednesday or Tuesday? Wednesday kahapon, so Tuesday yata yon. Si Senator Sonny Angara, meron siyang sponsor na resolution, congratulations, yung National Sports Association ng Basketball, yung SBP, para doon sa successful hosting ng World Cup. So, nung ako'y tumayo as the co-sponsor of that resolution, I narrated to those who never heard the story or want to hear it again, na for us, me and Sonny, the journey started in 2018. Kasi kasama kami na nag-bid for that World Cup basketball in Geneva in 2018. Of course, yung preparation pa nun ng MVP group was even before 2018. Kami 5 years, ganun katagal for us to host a World Cup. World Cup of a sport that is loved throughout the world. So sabi ko nga, this opens up doors. So here we are now, launching a much smaller sport. Marami nang hindi nakakakilala ng ano daw, paddle, ano daw yun. And unlike basketball, that makakahanap ka ng basketball court, I think in almost all barangays of the country. In fact, in my speech, for that bid, I said, we come from a country where there is a basketball court in every barangay. It doesn't even have to be a cemented court. It can be a grass or a muddy surface. People will still play basketball. So with paddle, we really have to build the courts. But it's so exciting for me to be a part of something groundbreaking for this country. And my short answer to your question will be, as we stand here today, I'm so proud to be part of not to be part of, but to be part of one of the 3 international events that has happened just in the last, 7 days, 8 days in Aurora. First was skateboarding, international skateboarding competition. No less than our Olympian, Margie Didal, was here. And then international surfboarding, and I understand that it just ended, and then now we still have a national surfing, and then third is paddle. So again, ibabalik ko dun sa speech ni Senator Sonny Angara on the floor. Hosting the World Cup brought billions of pesos to our economy. Kasi we have to have hotels to host not just the players, the coaches, but their families and the fans who will travel. Restaurants, nabuhay. Catering services, nabuhay. So, in our small way, we're doing that in Baler, right? In a very, very small way. But I truly believe that it starts with small steps. So, the community, I hope and I know, is impacted in a positive way. May negosyo, yun nga, ganun din, catering, pagkain, bookings ng mga hotel, additional employment for people. And that's how we grow our country na pockets of investments, and in this case, sports tourism.
Ma'am, Randy po from Singapore.
Hi.
One question lang about sa community ng play paddle. Gano'n na po tayo kalaki when it comes to yung community natin?
Hundreds? May 1,000 na ba? Ako, wala pa.
Less than 300.
Maybe, yeah, hundreds. Hundreds pa lang.
And it's keep on growing.
It's growing fast kasi nga, ang limiting factor natin is the court.
Yeah.
Kasi, but we have innovated. Why don't you tell them how you have introduced it in the grassroots in many parts of the country that don't even have a paddle court? What did we do?
But I brought a tennis net.
Portable?
And then portable tennis net, so I can bring it to any places. No, I've been in Revaisia, I've used it in Pampanga, and even in Muntinlupa. So I do short demos.
Binyang, no? Laguna,
Binyan as well.
Laguna.
Binyan as well. Inside an auditorium na sobrang liit, but just to do the demo, the basic technique, the forehand, the backhand.
Mahawakan nila yung
mahawakan
raketa.
lang the field, the
Ganito
ball.
pala yan.
Yes.
So we start in any way we possibly can, di ba?
And eventually ba, ma'am, sasali na ba tayo for mga international competitions?
So I'll ask Coach to elaborate, but the short answer is yes. And in fact, it's not even a big tournament, but in my own small way, being a competitive athlete, when we went to Thailand for training, there was like they call it lang a social tournament. Yung bigla-biglaan lang. Sumali talaga ako doon, tapos nervous ako kasi 8 players, 2 lang kami babae. So sabi ko, shucks, unang-una mga lalaki yung kalaban ko, tapos mukhang magagaling. Tapos talagang iba talaga din kung may coach. Sabi niya, kaya mo yan. So akala ko talaga kulelat ako. I end up 4th. So, but I shared the story because I just want to share my experience. Takot ko, sinabi ko pa sa kanya, ikaw na lang mag-take ng place ko. Sabi ko talaga, nung day na yan, sabi ko, ikaw na mag-take ng place ko, nervous ako. But yeah, so that's my personal experience. But yes, we have lots of plans, Brian.
Yeah, we're looking forward to join more tournaments in the future, especially in the upcoming week after this tournament we're doing here in Baler. So our team, our coaches team, will be joining an international tournament to be held in Manila. So ayan, so this is the first of many tournaments that we're looking forward to join. Yeah.
So mga interested po na gusto sumali or baka may potential na baka magaling na player, paano po sila makaka-join or makaka-access natin?
Yeah, so siguro we can write down yung, maybe I guess the best nowadays is yung mga social media accounts, di ba? Yung club kasi namin is Play Padel. The federation that we are a part of is Padel Pilipinas. But I guess the simplest kasi is the club kasi doon ka maglalaro, di ba? And for now, our club is in Mandaluyong. We can write down the details. Kung malapit kayo banda dito, di syempre dito sa Baler, punta lang kayo sa Costa Pacifica. The other club that we opened is in Bataan, no? So, dito sa region na to, dalawang club na. But there will be many more in the future. Abangan nyo na lang in the next few months yung mga announcements namin sa ibang mga club.
Hi Senator, magandang hapon po. I'm from DZJO Baler, I'm Chris. And tanong ko lang po ma'am, ano-ano po ba yung mga hakbang na ginagawa para itaguyod pa ang padel sa buong bansa?
Yeah. So I mentioned about courts, no, all over the country. So these are public courts kasi naniniwala po tayo that sports can change lives. And you have to make sports accessible to everyone para yung potential ng bawat isang tao makalabas. So kung ang sport mo is tinataguyod mo dun lang sa community na may kaya, then for me that's a great injustice, no? They say that the true measure of a country's development is how you treat the most vulnerable or the most deprived of your citizens. And for me, one way to show it, of course, alam nyo na yon, yung anti-poverty measures and all that. But for me, through sports. If you can find a way to make sports accessible to them, because pwede ang sports sa matalino, hindi matalino. Basta masipag at interesado. So, sports has been shown to give kids an opportunity to study. And like I always say, ang dami kong kilala na pumapasok na lang yun kasi makapag-basketball o kung ano man yung sport na gusto nila while they're in school, right? Not every child is gifted academically, or kung gifted man siya, kailangan pang ma-develop, kailangan pang lumitaw. So, sports is a great way to bring in those kids to develop their talent. So, I'm just such a believer.
Ma'am, Joanne Bihasa po from OneFM. So, ma'am, nabanggit niyo po na sports is the great equalizer. Paano po ba natin masisiguro na mas maraming tao, lalo na mga kabataan, ang magiging interesado?
Well, siguro Coach Brian can talk about our trips to Baler. Nakadalawang balik na kami dito in the span of, wala pa yatang isang buwan, nakadalawang balik, pang third na namin to, wala pang dalawang buwan. Maybe you can tell a little bit about the kids na na-encounter mo.
Yeah, so our previous visit is more on promoting the sport. So we had to organize grassroots clinic, workshops, no, to get to know better what padel is. So, isa yun sa mga goal namin to introduce padel by doing workshops, clinics, and even yun nga, gaya nung minention namin kanina, even without a court, we will maximize everything that we have to introduce the sport, especially to kids. No? So, ngayon, mas maraming mga kabataan ang mas mahuhumaling sa padel. So, I'm one of talagang experience yan. Talagang nakita ko yan on my own eyes, no? So, yung mga coaches namin, helping our students, no, na to play padel. Ano ba yung padel? Dito, when we had our first two visit, like, we have 30, 40 kids.
And from all over Aurora yun,
All over Aurora.
Lahat
Umabot
ng
nga yata
bayan.
60 pa.
Nag two batches kayo.
Yeah, two batches
kasi hindi
kami.
kasha sa
Also,
isang batch.
teachers as well. So, with the help of our teachers, with the help of our mga coaches din as well, para mas ma-promote natin yung sports. No? So, ayan, kagaya niyan, we partnered with the LGU, Province of Aurora. No? So, ayun, isa yun sa mga one big step to have these kids to know the sport.
Okay, last two questions.
Good afternoon, Senator. Since partner po ang program na ito ng LGU, ako po si Day from Tourism, Baler Tourism.
Okay.
And po ng itanong ko kay Mayor, program ng LGU. Tanong ko lang po, ano po ang mensahe ko para sa mga participants po ng tournament?
Okay, well, for the participants of our tournament, dalawang klase kasi ang ating participants, yung medyo mga pro level, no, yung talagang bakbakan na magagaling. Some of them, ayan, yung mga coaches natin, they considered pro level. And then meron din mga katulad ko ng mga amateur. Actually, I could have had this tournament in Manila, but I chose to bring it to beautiful Baler. And so my message and desire for all the players is ma-experience nyo ang paddle in Baler. Because kung paddle lang, sa Manila na lang tayo. But I want it paddle in Baler, under the skies, across the sea. 'Di ba? Walking distance yung coffee shop, walking distance yung mga sariwang pagkain, and the ambiance and the hospitality of the people from Aurora. Yun yung gusto kong ma-experience ng mga taga-Baler, at mga participants from all over the world, by the way, not just the Philippines. Yung hospitality ng Pilipinas through the lens of Baler.
Last question.
Senator, ako po si Lucky from Radyo Filipino Media Group and OneFM. Tanong lang po, nabalitaan po namin or nakita namin personally sa Facebook na nandito pala kayo sa Baler last month. Ano po ba yung paborito niyo sa Baler?
Siguro background, I don't know kung mga first visit ko dito was more than 10 years ago pa. And so, first of all, I was surprised with the development because personally ako, ang hilig ko, kanya-kanya naman yun. Di ba yung iba gusto na pagpunta nila, walang development. Gusto na yung rustic, walang kuryente. Medyo hindi ako yun. Okay? And I do believe that most tourists would want naman the options na may amenities ka. So nagulat ako na ang dami ng resort na pagpipilian, ang dami ding coffee shop, ang dami ding iba-ibang pagkain. And kasi, I'm a fan kasi of native delicacy. So, yung suman, yung peanut butter ni Aling Pasing, yung mga ganon. Sobrang hilig ko yon. But again, it's really the ability na hanggat sa pag-uwi ko, hindi na ako sasakay ng kotse. Maglalakad lang ako, tatakbo lang ako, at dala ko rin yung bisikleta ko. And that's what you'll see me. And I love it when people say, ay si Sen, hi. Kasi makes me feel like a local. Even for 48 hours or 72 hours, it's like I'm home and enjoying the best of Baler.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Padagdag lang kami ng one item about the federation. Yeah. I'll ask Coach Brian to talk about Padel Pilipinas, which is the paddle federation that is at the forefront of promoting and spreading paddle all over the country. Kasi we need that as a vehicle, and I'll say in connection with the local government partners as we have established here in Aurora to really make it a success. So in between my first and second visit to Baler, nag-open din kami ng court sa Bataan. And very similar din ang setup in the sense na may private club, kasi this is private club, but it's open to the public. So, ganun din, di ba? Nagdala din ng grassroots doon, nagpunta din doon ang congressman, ang governor. So, the support of all sectors of society, from the private sectors who believe in it, to the public sector who will support it, and then kami as the non-profit federation that is pushing it all over the country. So maybe, Brian, just a little bit about Padel Pilipinas.
So, Padel Federation is the official national sporting association for paddle, and it's also recognized by the Philippine Olympic Committee. And of course, in partnership with Play Paddle as well. So we are more focused on grassroots. Yeah, we have grassroots development program, and of course, our coaches development program. Hindi namin makakalimutan yung ating mga local talents that we have, especially marami tayo dito that we good players and as well as good coaches, no? And we're looking forward to organize more tournaments in the upcoming months, no? So abangan nyo yan, and then marami kaming nakahandang tournaments and events in partnership with Play Paddle and Padel Pilipinas.
Kaya ako lumilingo ng gano'n kasi nakita ko naglalakad doon. Ayun yata siya eh. Si Leonard. Si Leonard is
yeah.
Is from ano yung bayan? Tipakulaw. Oh, yun. Taga doon siya. Na-discover ko siya in another sport when we also did grassroots in Baler for triathlon. Yung partner ko naman doon, kung ngayon si Coach Brian, dati naman si Coach Melvin sa triathlon. So ganyan din, grassroots partnership with the local government. Tapos, siya yung nanalo, and then kinuha na siya ni Coach Melvin, and nag-compete na rin yan abroad. So this is living example of changing lives, di ba? The opportunities. And then now, he's based here. So sinabi ko kila coach, hindi yan racket sport player, triathlete yan. Pero subukan nyo kung interesado at kung meron namang pupuntahan. So now, every time we're here, kasama siya sa training. So parang kumbaga may success story na tayo, may model na tayo, di ba?
Thank you so much.
Thank
po.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.